Hi there, my name is Pearl, and I know you know that, but here's the thing. After today's video, I'm gonna get some calls that go like, Pearl, you know you're not helping. You're not helping at all. And that is because I've been single for the longest time and I have a bunch of people rooting for me to get married, and I still am not. And let me tell you what, when my sister was younger than I am right now, my sister was probably like 3 years, 4 years, actually 5 years. My chest. No, not 5 years. 4 years actually. 4 years younger than me. Makes a 1 year makes the whole difference, right? I was in my teens and I was like, I could not understand how a reasonable, beautiful lady like you is still single. It's not married. Like, you guys, I literally used to lay down in my bed and think like, how? Because my sister was my idol. Like, my sister was a picture of a perfect person. I'm like, why are you not married? And now, here I am, 4 years older than she was at the time. And I'm not married. And I'm like, oh, I get it. It's actually really easy. Very, very easy to get here without getting married. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've been so single for such a long time, I feel like I've earned the right to talk about it. So, let's get right into it. I will be answering some questions about my single life in my early 30s. You guys, early 30s. Yes, so let's get right into it. My iPad just went off. Just me. Okay, I'll be right back. Yay, I'm back. But just before I get into these questions, the last video I posted here, I was talking about dating being unnecessary. If you want to see how that went down, head over to GW chat room right here on YouTube, and you would find a part two of that video because the video did not belong here in the first place. What are the things I enjoy? Some of the things I enjoy the most about being single. I think what I enjoy the most about being single is getting my life together all by myself without having to discuss it with anybody. And this is actually good, right? Because it prepares me for marriage, where I can have done a lot of things. So yeah, I feel like there's some things that it gives me time to work on stuff, but with myself, which it's easier than having to go through it with somebody or having somebody call it out. And also, I can just get up and do anything. And by anything, I don't mean anything crazy. I'm by no means a crazy person. I just mean I can literally decide to travel yesterday and there will be no problem with that, you know, no kids or like responsibilities with a partner that we have to discuss over it. I enjoy that. Not like I have a problem with accountability, no. I just feel like there's a time in life when that comes in handy, where you can just do things like, and right now is that time of my life. So that would be something I enjoy the most, being single. So the next question goes, why do I want to stay single? No, guys, I do not want to stay single. As a matter of fact, I need to be married by the end of this year. So no, I don't want to stay single. And no, I'm not trying hard to stay single. So on to the next. Why do I want to get married? That's what you should be asking. Why do I want to get married? I want to get married because, seriously, at first it was just because, okay, of course that's how life goes, right? It's like you do 1, 2, 3, 4. But right now, when I think about marriage, it's the things that I've, my own convictions right now with my reason for marriage would be, you know, companionship, and then fellowship and partnership. And highlights the partnership. I really want to marry somebody that I can partner with to do things both for like my work, for our world, and most importantly for the kingdom of God. And then thirdly, seriously, under companionship, I thought about it. I get companionship with my friends. Like, I am in no means lacking companionship. So I guess what I'm missing is, you know, intimacy, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. I hear on YouTube, I should not just go about saying sex because the video gets blah blah blah, and that's wild because there are things that I wasn't that on YouTube here, but that's fine. So yeah, I think that and all of the intimacy surrounding it is something I look forward to. And what are the activities that I enjoy doing now that I feel like I may not enjoy doing when I'm married? I feel like the first answer kind of answered that, just that I can like and do something. But also, two are better than one. So if both of us can just film and do something, then maybe we can do something really great. So, seriously, I can't think of anything. I know there are things that I will not be able to just, for example, okay, maybe a good answer is maybe I'm not just gonna be like, hey, let's go have a sleepover. But it's not like I have sleepovers as much anymore. I feel like I've had my time of sleepovers. You guys have enjoyed sleepovers. I've slept over in many, not that many, but beautiful places. So I guess my answer for that question is, I don't know. I'm still to find out. How do you balance the need for solitude and your desire for social interaction? And this social interaction here talks about that in a relationship, in a marriage type of situation. How do I balance it is called self-control. And there are many other relationships that I can enjoy in my life right now, but all I have to do is hold in every urge for sexual interactions, right? So, and seriously, I have the ability to keep it in and release it in full dimension when the time is right. So that's the most that I can think of. The one thing that feels like, oh my gosh, if I were married, kids are gifts from the Lord. A man, they are like arrows in a man's quiver. So you guys, they could do a lot for this world. But I'm not one of those people, oh my gosh, I wish I had my own kids. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on that. My mom is about to send me a message right now saying, Pearl, you're running out of time. But I'll be fine. My life is in the hands of God. So how I balance this is self-control and just enjoying what I have now. Like right now, I could just, there's a lot I could do, right? You could invite me to anywhere and nothing anywhere crazy, wild parties and crazy stuff, no. But I could show up without like, oh yeah, what am I gonna do with the kids? Oh yeah, it's just easy for me to like, you know, even work, you know, even the things that I do for my service in the house of God, nothing, not to say your family should hold you back, but I feel like I can like really push, right? And go ahead with a bunch of things for now. And then whenever things slow down, like, oh yeah, if I'm pregnant, then some things can already be in motion because I kind of pushed when I was single. And that should be a message to myself, because it's not like I'm totally always running on the speed that I should be running at, but I'm on it. How do I feel about dating and romantic relationships in general? First thing I'll say is I don't see dating or romantic relationships as a leisure activity. I don't see them as a leisure activity. I think they are supposed to be heading somewhere. And so if you're not ready to head in that direction, then it's a no. Right, the next question is, how do I feel about societal pressures about like being in a relationship and then being married? I've come to realize that the people around you that seem to be putting you under pressure, a lot of them are coming from like a good place. Of course, a lot of them are just like, oh yeah, we just wanna, this is the pattern of life, right? And if you're not going down the pattern of life, then you're crazy, or you're out of your mind, or you're not serious, you're not taking your life seriously. I feel like at the end of the day, people still get pressured, and even if the intention was a good intention, people get pressured. And let me tell you the biggest pain point for me is towards ladies, right? Because I've done everything I can to be married. I'm walking, I don't lock myself up in a room. I think I look reasonable and I speak reasonable, and I think I'm good. I'm okay. You know, I tried. You know, I'm not trying to not be married. So sometimes the pressure comes like, oh yeah, you're not doing enough. And I'm like, you know, so I usually say that maybe for a guy, maybe it can be like, oh yeah, you're not searching. But of course, that's my understanding where I think a man should find a wife. I know we are in these modern times when it's like, oh yeah, anybody can be whatever they want to be, so I can go out there and find a guy for myself. But no, thank you. That would not be me. I do not see that in scriptures, in the Holy Scriptures, in the Word of God, and it's not a life that I intend to live. Neither do I advise anybody to. So, how I deal with it is, first of all, just try not to be pissed at them, right? you make fun out of it. So I tell people stories about how my mom would just slide it in somewhere, or how some cousin or auntie would just say something, and I laugh about it, right? And I try, and I know, because it feels like a regular pattern of life, and it feels like something, an achievement. So it can easily come across like, what are you doing with your life? So and so have been this, have done this and done this. What have you done? But what I would do is focus on those things that I believe I have done and keep doing them, right? And so I get the pleasure, the satisfaction, the fulfillment in those things, and instead of feeling not enough in this area of marriage. And I think if you're out there, you have a sister, a cousin, or somebody you really want them to get married, try not to be doing too much, try, because it does push people, and I feel like the biggest thing about it is not just that it pushes the person to do something, but it's that it makes them feel, it brings about that feeling of inadequacy, which could really be harmful and could affect them even after they're married. Just that feeling of, oh yeah, I should be here in life, I should have done this, and I haven't done it yet. So that's my 2 cents on this. Cynthia? Interesting. Am I in this house alone? If I could change one thing about being single, what will it be? I would have been single for longer. Yeah, that's it. Totally single until now. I feel like if I was gonna get to that point, because of course I've been in a relationship, if I was to go through that only to get to a point and say, hey, I'm gonna be single, I'm just gonna wait and I'm gonna marry next, I could as well have done this all the way. So there you go. That's my answer. I love it. I feel like I totally sound like me right now. What are some of the lessons that I've learned from being single? This single life really gives you an opportunity to watch and learn, and you don't learn at a big expense, at a very high expense, if you know what I mean. It's not like, oh yeah, you're in this relationship and then this happened and you learned that this is the right way to communicate, but you walked away with a shattered heart, you walked away with a crushed jawbone, or you walked away with zero self-esteem. There's somebody in this house. Who's there? Cynthia? This is such a distraction. Playing pranks on me in the middle of a video. Okay. So I was saying, the biggest lesson I've learned is a whole lot of lessons that I've been able to learn from a distance, if that makes sense. And one of them is gonna be just, it doesn't always have to be about you. When you come into this thing with a guy or with a lady, it's something that both of you have to work on, and it's not just about you. So removing myself from being the center of the universe or the center of this relationship, which is so tempting to be, especially because I think so highly about myself. When do you want to get married? This is a good way to end this. I want to get married this year in November, which means I have just a few months. And let me tell you something, it's possible. Yeah, so that's it. And some other time I'm going to share the most ridiculous experiences I've had as somebody being single. I was thinking about them just now, but this video's gotta end. So if you wanna find those out and you wanna share what yours are with me, then next video is where we should meet. In the meantime, I will be heading out. And I'm so excited that I did this video with this energy, guys. Don't you think I was just like pop, 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 pop today? Okay, all right, I'm done now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know your thoughts about being single in the comments, especially the married people, because married people have single people advice. They will tell you how to be single. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day. Bye.